Good afternoon, YouTube. It is me, Danielle, better known as Danielle Happy Medium. And for them who are watching this video, welcome back to the channel. For them who've just come across this video in the realms of YouTube, I welcome you and ask you maybe to come along over to the channel, check it out, subscribe, maybe watch some of the video content. It all helps in every way that can help the channel to grow. But in this video up for discussion today, and off the back of a conversation I had with somebody in my inbox via Facebook, we're going to talk about looking for the spirit world. Now, many of you know me, and if you're a return subscriber or somebody who often watches me, you know, I talk quite heavily about the spirit world, and that, yeah, you know, our thoughts become obviously a reality, and they are what the spirit world uses in order to sort of connect with us when we're doing mediumship. And the lady, I'll tell you sort of a bit of the background of the story. So the lady yesterday inboxed me. She had been in bed and she felt as if the spirit world was stepping in. So when we talk about that, what we're really talking about, there's a big awareness in the mind. So there's not a lot of restriction, is the best way I can put it. So when we talk about it, you hear people sort of saying, oh, well, the spirit world stepped into me body, or, you know, I feel as if the spirit world took over. What we're really saying is that the spirit world has quite a bit of access in regards to the shift of the mind, and there isn't much fear-based matter there, or there is being quite a bit of depth in allowance of moving up and down what we call the altered states. So the spirit world never actually step in to the body. So I'll just sort of put that one out there in case, you know, I don't want to be looking to be frightening people. What we're talking about is an awareness, understanding different levels of a consciousness as we move our mind to the spirit world. And for many of us, when we're working with the spirit world, lots of us will be looking for what we call the shift of the mind. And that sits anywhere between, I think, about 15 and 20 thought-based matters, basically. So 20 thoughts to every minute that you're thinking. And basically what that does is we're slowing the consciousness down, if this makes sense, in order so that the spirit world can use it a little bit more. Or we're slowing down what we call the consciousness of us and allowing more awareness of them. So for me personally, when this lovely lady talked to me about this yesterday, it really got me thinking about the video and how we could sort of put that into some kind of context so that people here on the channel can understand. And for many of us, as we're working, or many of you who are probably just starting out on this lovely journey, and it is an amazing journey. I'm very passionate about the spirit world. We're still sort of trying to work out, like, you know, what's going on. And when we first start out mediumship, there's very little sort of fear, and that's why I love beginners. Beginners are amazing, and the reason being is because they're very excited. They've got all these new abilities and all this sort of new awareness, and they're just in there like swimwear, you know. They're just, it doesn't matter, you know, what happens, they're going to give it a go. As we move further and further down the path, is some mediums, we may have had interactions with certain things within the spirit world, or things within our mind that's made us a little fear-based. We may have some triggers and things going off, or we could have also, the more professional medium or the person out there in the industry may have had some interactions with other people, individuals, places, objects. So the beginner's always very excited, and the beginner's always going to give it a shot. So when we're looking at this, we always want to talk about the fact that we are looking for the spirit world, and the spirit world aren't aware of us unless we're aware of them. We've got to have gone looking for them. Now, many people say to me, how is it that you use the thought-based matter? So the thought-based matter is really, really important. This isn't just about looking for the spirit world, not to do with communication. This really comes down to even just watching me. As soon as you watch me, your mind's going to start to move for that spirit world. That's how subtle it really is. And I say this in my classes and you know, my courses and things that I do with people. It's that one thought. I've done a video on it, I'll put it at the end. One thought gets you there. That's it. There is no separation. So even just watching a movie, or a documentary, or whatever it may be about spiritualism or mediumship or the spirit world, will automatically move your mind over. And so when we're as the medium, it's really important we're very disciplined, and I've done lots of videos on disciplining, you know, making sure that you're not that sort of leaky medium, because the leaky medium's a medium who's just thinking anything and everything and is just sporadically all over. So discipline's very important, and something I didn't have very early on in my mediumship, and the reason being is because I didn't know this that I know now. How did I learn this? Years of practice, just becoming more and more aware, being on in a journey sort of got me this knowledge. Working with the spirit world more got me this knowledge, got me an awareness and an understanding of how their mechanics, my mechanics for the spirit world really work. Now, everybody's mechanics are going to be different, so everybody's going to be linking in a different way. So for example, you may think about your grandma, your granddad, or you know, your brother in the spirit world, but you might not remember them. You might not be able to see them visually, but you might remember the smell of them, which will instantly take you there. You may instantly hear their voice inside of your mind, and it'll take you straight to the spirit world, to that loved one. That's how instant it is. And I don't think people realize how instant it really is, that thought-based matter. So when I was talking with this lady yesterday, and she was saying to me, I'm not looking for the spirit world, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And I have to always put this to any individual who's watching this video, or any individual I talk to. You are looking for them, because you have to be, in order for them to be connection, you've got to have been thinking about it, because that's how the spirit world works. They work on that thought-based matter. What has happened is you haven't been watching what you were thinking. You haven't become aware that you were watching. And then actually, when the best bit of it all is actually when she thought about it, she'd been watching a ghost hunting thing on telly, which straight away had moved her mind and took her to the spirit world. Soon as you move that mind, the spirit world's there, that awareness is there. The next awareness after that is connecting to the guide, which is the intention we put in. So we're not just, when we're using intention, we're not just using intention to go to the spirit world, we're using the intention to go to a guide or to a loved one, or we're going to connect to do a service or a sitting or whatever. And it's that intention coupled with the thinking that you're going to the spirit world gets you there. And that's how simple it really is. So when you're looking for the spirit world, you need to be very aware of what you're thinking and how you're thinking. You have to be aware that the spirit world can't come forward. They can't take over your body, because you don't have permission. And even then, we even if we get into the realms of trance and physical mediumship, and even that, there's always an awareness of the medium. Always, because because we are instruments, there's always that element. So we're never ever going to get away from that. So the spirit world never take over. They don't have the power to take over. They always have to be respectful of the instrument, which is you, or the medium, if you want to use that word. And you have to be understanding of how the spirit world works, and understanding your mechanics, in order so that you don't get into this sort of mind frame of, the spirit world is bothering me, the spirit world is doing this to me, the spirit world isn't doing anything unless you're looking for them. So my advice in this video, and off the question that I got yesterday, on the conversation I had yesterday, you need to be very monetarian of what you're thinking, and be very monetarian that if you've moved your mind through the power of the thought, then you need to find something to take your mind away from it. You need to find a day-to-day task. A lot of mediums I know have hobbies, whether it be painting, whether it be knitting, whether it be colouring in, whether it be something that keeps them grounded, fishing, shooting, whatever it may be there, or just generally doing the day-to-day things, housework, working, other things like that. So it's important that you make sure that you keep your mind here and only be over there when you're either working for the spirit world, training, circles, whatever it may be. And if you've been watching anything, make sure you haven't slid your mind over. If you have, then you need to do the day-to-day tasks or the nighttime tasks, which will take your mind over, which means when you're standing making that cup of tea, don't be sitting thinking about the spirit world as you're making the cup of tea. Be consciously and aware of the tea and the spoon moving around, which will bring you back to the earth. A medium once told me a couple of years ago, and I don't want to be demonetized here by YouTube, so I'll keep it quite as clean as possible. The best way to keep your mind here when you are maybe feeling as if you're all over is to do some extra bedroom activities. I'm sure all of you, I can leave that one and you can put your labels where you like with that. But yeah, medium did tell me that. Very grounded. It's a very physical thing, so you're very much within the physical body. It also keeps you very much here to the earth world, so it takes your mind completely from there and very much to here. If not, it's the good old housework or anything else for that matter. So in this video, we've looked at looking for the spirit world. Are you really looking for them? I think you may be. And maybe when you monetize and watch them thoughts a little bit more, you may become very aware of how much you really are thinking about them on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, minute-to-minute segment. I've been Danielle, better known as Danielle. I'm back tomorrow night here on the channel doing a live Q&A, so do come along, do join us. I'm sure I can certainly help you with your questions and empower you to keep moving forward within that mediumship parameters. Back in the office here today, I've been very busy with other things, but I really want to get a cheeky little video in for you. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. Like, share, subscribe. Big kisses from me and the spirit world, and we'll see you all tomorrow night. Bye for now.